All right, how's it going, everybody? It's me, again.
His name's Mike.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, it's Mike, and I have with me Benny.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've done one of these kind of videos.
Yep. So today we're gonna be going over our picks for the NHL playoffs, which start on Wednesday. It's currently is it Monday yet?
It's not Monday yet. It's just about though.
It's almost Monday.
Almost Monday.
So yeah, we're gonna start because for me the East, for both of us actually, or no, not really for both of us, but for me the East is a little more important. So we're gonna do that one last.
Oh, so we're doing all West.
We're doing the West. We're doing all the first rounds first.
Oh,
but we're gonna
okay.
start on the West.
Oh wow,
yep.
we're gonna keep some suspense up.
We're gonna keep a lot of suspense. Yep.
But
All right, round one.
Round one.
Round one. Up top in the it's Pacific, right?
Yes.
Okay, in the Pacific, we got Calgary and Colorado. The first seed versus the wild card. That should be the second one, because Calgary was up top.
Yes.
Against the second wild card. Who did you have, Ben?
So
Calgary, who was second in the league, I believe.
that's who you had.
Second in points in the league for the regular season. That's who I picked. They also had 5+ players with 70+ points.
Naturally, I picked Colorado because that was my Why the Hell Not series. Actually, I had a few of those.
Yeah.
Just with how weird this season went, I think there's gonna be at least 2 or 3 series that are just gonna be kind of funky, and it's the playoffs, it's the NHL playoffs, and I think Colorado's gearing up for an upset. And mostly, I just think it'd be really funny if they made it far, and then like somebody who made like the conference finals is also gonna be maybe picking first overall, depending on how the draft lottery goes.
That would be
that'd be pretty humorous.
Interesting, yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I had Colorado for not really any solid reasons. I just did it.
All right, so the 2 and 3 seed
Of the Pacific
for the
Division.
Pacific, San Jose and Vegas. I think we both had.
I had Vegas.
I
Did
also
you have Vegas?
Yeah. Yeah, I went with Vegas because I looked at the series, the season series, which I know isn't that important, but 2 of the games were pretty blowout in favor of Vegas. I think one was like 6-0 and another one was like 4-1.
Yeah.
Something like that. So, and then I looked at like goaltending and scoring, and both of those went the way of Vegas. San Jose's leading scorer is Burns, a defenseman.
That's not a great sign.
No.
Although
he's good.
a very good defenseman.
He's good, but
they
no.
do have an Erik Karlsson. But
that too.
I think in the real battle of the Carlsons,
You think
William is going to win out.
You think Willie's the best?
I didn't say that. I said he was going to win out. But yeah, no, I went with Vegas over San Jose just because they've always seemed to have San Jose's number. And if you look at Martin Jones' save percentage against Vegas, it's not exactly sparkling. I think it's in the 800s, isn't it? I don't know. That might be wrong.
If they started,
I think I remember reading that in a tweet somewhere. So yeah, that's definitely a dependable
random
source.
tweet. Then we have Music City against Dallas.
Yes.
I couldn't remember if they had a city name. I don't think so.
Against the team from the Lone Star State. Anyway, who'd you have?
I had Nashville because Dallas is
Not that good.
They don't have enough depth.
What was it?
Almost
Tweeter,
half
the
their
Instagram post I shared,
half
was like 47%.
It was 49. It was like 49.2% of their scoring came from one line.
Radulov, Sagan, Ben. Which actually I don't know if they're all in one line. I think that might have just been
just the 3 players.
3 of them, like,
that's who they.
But they might. I know they've been one line at some points. Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, still either way, not
3
ideal.
Players.
Yeah, not great.
No.
I actually had.
And even though I love my boy Benny Bish, I don't think he can carry a team.
Yeah.
He almost did on the Bolts.
Yeah. See, I did the NHL.com one, so they had me pick the games for each series. I had Nashville as a sweep.
I think that's pretty safe. I didn't do any games, but
that might be dumb. But I
think Dallas could take one, possibly. But.
Yeah, never know. It's the playoffs. They're dumb. Winnipeg, St. Louis. What do you got, bud?
I had St. Louis for the same reason you did, actually.
Yeah, we actually agreed on this one earlier in the car. The obvious choice might seem like Winnipeg if you were talking about last year's Winnipeg team, but they've been cold as ice recently.
But a Winnipeg team with a very cold Patrick Laine.
Yes.
Is not as good.
And St. Louis has been on the tear on the back of what is his name? Somebody Bennington.
Oh, Bennington, yeah.
But I know his number is 50. It's a weird number.
It's a weird goalie number.
Yeah, just memorize that.
Yeah, he actually stonewalled Tampa in the last game they played.
He has been on fire. Anyway, yeah, I have St. Louis win that one in 7 games though, because Winnipeg is
they're still
cold
good.
as they've been. They're still a good team. So
yeah,
but still St. Louis. I think that's going to be another one of the upsets.
All right. The
We'll
East.
go to the East now?
Yes, the East.
Right.
Round 1. Let's start in the Atlantic. We got Tampa Bay, the number 1 seed overall, the number 1 regular season team overall. I think they had the league by like 17 points.
It was a lot. They're good, if in case you didn't
Facing
know.
off
Tampa Bay
against the last second entrant in the Columbus Blue Jackets.
So yeah, I'm still a little bitter about this matchup because it was supposed to be Montreal. Anyway, this is I had.
I hope that this one's easy.
I had Tampa sweeping them.
I have Tampa Bay. I didn't do the games, but I think if they don't win, I might have to just hide away for a couple of months.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. But I hope they.
This one, I don't think we have any need to give reasons for this one.
Tampa's
The one thing I will say is Tampa Bay has not played the new look Blue Jackets. They haven't played them with
the doucher ain't that
Dzingel
good.
and Doucher.
Ain't that great.
All right,
Now,
next up.
This is going to be a fun one.
That
to
is going to be a
watch.
good series.
I think because if there was any way both teams could lose, I really wish that were a possibility. But anyway,
the two biggest rivals for the Canadians,
yes,
the Montreal Canadiens.
We have Boston, Toronto. So, what did you have, Mickey?
As much as I would rather it not be so, I had Boston going on. They just find a way to win.
They do, and playoff hockey does tend to tailor a little more towards their style of they're going to punch your face out. Although the Bruins have kind of gotten away from that in more recent years. They don't have quite as many mercenaries as they used to.
Yeah.
But I had Toronto, but I had it in 7. I know you said you didn't have a game count. I had that Toronto in 7 games.
I think that'll be a long series.
Yeah, that's going to be a close one, and it's going to hinge on the fact of Toronto is just finally having everybody come back from injury on the D-core, where it's going to be the first time they've really had their planned D-core all playing the game at once. It's going to be at the very start of the playoffs, which probably isn't what you really want, but it's going to be pretty damn good. And God, they're just a frustrating team
because they should be ridiculously good.
They should be insane, but just the way Mike Babcock plays his lines, he'll play Austin Matthews 17 minutes a night, and I'm like, you need to unleash that. But if they do finally go the way of just wave after wave of having their top 3 centers are Matthews, Tavares, and Kadri. There's no way any team should be able to keep up with that.
Dude.
Yeah.
The Lightning shouldn't even be keeping up with that.
So I think this is the year Toronto finally gets over the hump against the Bruins and slays that dragon, as Steve Dangle is so often liking to say, slaying that dragon. I hope they do, because it would make things more interesting.
I also hope they do. I just don't think they're going to. Oh, yeah. All right, so Metro round 1. Washington and Carolina.
Washington and Carolina. Why don't you say who you think is going to
I said Carolina.
You did?
I did.
You did?
Yeah, I
You changed your mind. You changed your mind.
I did.
Well, I also said Carolina. For no other reason than I just really want them to. And I think it'd be fun. I want them to be like the crazy feel-goody story that makes a deep run. And
like Vegas?
yes, I want them to be that. And honestly, with how hot they've been to end the season, and there's just seems to be a lot of belief on that team. There's a lot of belief in the Habs too, but they come a little short. Anyway, Carolina's in, and I don't think Washington can match their speed. I think it's going to be a close series. I had actually Carolina in 6. I regret that. I probably should have said 7. But I think Carolina's going to take it, and I think they might be a fun team to watch this playoffs.
Yeah, I think all that is correct.
Cool.
I don't really have anything to add.
Pittsburgh Islanders.
All right. I had Pittsburgh because it's Pittsburgh. As much as I would love to see the Isles win, they're actually good now. They're actually had like an awesome season right after Tavares leaves. I would really like them to win, but it's Pittsburgh in the playoffs. It's almost like Chicago, but
yeah, I don't know.
I think they've made the playoffs I think this is like year 13 straight.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
In case
ever since Crosby was
in case
here.
anybody was wondering, the Pittsburgh Penguins are good at hockey. But I also had the Penguins winning that series. I had it in 7 games, but I think it's going to be tight because I think, like you said, the Islanders team this year is good. I just don't think they have the offensive firepower to match the Penguins. And also, it's the Penguins who have gone through grueling playoff after playoff. Before last year, they won 2 cups in a row. They're good.
Yeah. And they haven't gotten rid of it.
Their decor is pretty weak this season. But they're still scary because they have the 3-headed monster of Crosby, Malkin, and Kessel up front, and then Jake Gensel, who actually is a 40-goal scorer this year. 40-goal scorer, Jake Gensel. They're the Penguins.
Yeah.
It's another one where it's like, yeah, it's them. Anyway, now we're starting the second round in the West.
Indeed. All right, so I had Calgary and Vegas for this one. So this is where it's going to get different because we had different picks.
Yes.
But I had Calgary and Vegas, and I had to go with Calgary. They're just they were slightly overshadowed during the regular season by Tampa Bay, just because Tampa Bay was doing ridiculous things. And the last few years, I think that would have been right up there.
I think they were the only team in the West that cleared 100.
I think so, yeah.
Which also, Western Conference, the weaker conference, probably for the first time in our lives.
I still don't know about that, but
I think so. But anyway,
I think the top teams. Yes.
Yes, but continue.
I had Calgary winning that just because I think they have a lot more depth in their scoring than Vegas. I checked goalie stuff, and I think they were about even, but I don't know. So, Calgary has a good mix of youth and experience because they have James Neal on there as well.
James Neal, who has been to 2 Stanley Cup finals in a row and lost both times. He's been on the losing team both times.
He's hungry.
So is he going to be this year's Marian Hossa? Because in 2008 he was on the losing Penguin squad, and in 2009 he was on the losing Red Wings squad, and then won with Chicago in 2010. So maybe.
I hope not. Pacific Final.
But I have Colorado Vegas in that series because I had Colorado making past the first round. I didn't go any further than that because I have Vegas beating them, simply because I think Vegas is a better team. I think my pick of Colorado over Calgary, I think that was just my goofy underdog thing, and I don't think even if they do make it out of a series against Calgary, they're not going to be in good shape, and Vegas can easily outscore them because Colorado's another one of those one-line teams. If you can shut down, is it McKinnon, Landeskog, Rantanen? Or no, I think...
Yeah, no, it was those 3.
It was that 3?
Yeah.
Shut them down. Yeah, you're good. And their goaltending has been shaky all year. And Vegas seems like they're still as good as they were last year. I mean, they're not as high in the standings, but they definitely, with James Neal, David Perron, and some others going out, they managed to bring back in Paul Stastny, Max Pacioretty, and Mark Stone.
That's not a bad...
That's not a bad replacement crew.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to make it out of the Pacific and into the conference finals once again.
Central Division Finals. Go ahead.
Both had the same matchup.
Yeah, we both had Nashville versus St. Louis, if you can remember.
I picked Nashville over St. Louis simply because, yes, St. Louis has been on a hot run for a bit, but Nashville's a far more balanced team, and they're another team similar to Pittsburgh. They've been around the block a few times the last few years. And also, I mean, St. Louis Blues are perennial playoff jokers. That's the whole joke, right? Yeah. So, I don't know. You got anything?
No, I mean, I had Nashville as well. Just they're just balanced. Yeah. They have like
They were already
they have like
Nashville,
three
they
or
wouldn't add
they
it.
have like three of the top defensemen. Atlantic
over
Division
to the-
Final.
What'd you have?
I had Tampa Bay versus Boston, and I have Tampa Bay winning that.
If that does
Which
happen,
is-
that'll be a slugfest.
That will be a close series indeed.
Any more thoughts?
The reason I have Tampa Bay winning that because it's Tampa Bay. They
Mhm.
have a lot of scoring. They have a pretty decent D-core. If Hedman can come back, I still don't know what's wrong with him. All I know is he's injured. I don't think they've released anything.
It's not ideal.
No, it's not a good sign.
No.
But to that end, we did hold Boston, although it was a Boston minus a few key guys. They were healthy scratches, one being Marchand, their top scorer.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he wasn't
Annoying as
wasn't
shit,
playing,
but pretty
but
good.
they did keep. It was Tampa and Boston the last game of the season, so it doesn't really matter. But we sat a bunch of D-men and had a couple of new guys come on, and we had Pasquale in net, and we still held them to 3 goals. So,
But you let the Canadians score 4.
yes,
I'm sorry.
yes, we did.
And then now the Habs are in the playoffs. Anyway, that was a really fun game.
Whatever.
But
They were crap in the bed that game.
I had a Tampa-Toronto series, mostly just because I want to see that happen really badly. So it would be so much fun to watch. But I had Tampa taking down Toronto just because Toronto, while they will be having all their defense back at one time for the first time in forever, it's Tampa. And I think Tampa can outscore the scorers. Toronto does tend to like to score their way out of problems, but if there's any team
Not
that
as
can
much
match
as
them,
Tampa Bay.
yeah. So I think Tampa Bay will win that series that defense forgot. Metro Finals.
Metro Final.
Who do you got?
I had Carolina.
We had the
Pittsburgh.
same matchup.
Carolina Pittsburgh. Yep.
Who'd you have winning?
I had Pittsburgh because it's Pittsburgh. Because it's Pittsburgh. Carolina, not the most experienced, whereas Pittsburgh has much experience.
And they also have a Crosby.
That too.
That does help. So yeah, I had Carolina, and I know that's dumb, but I don't care. This is how I do brackets.
All right, so for the Western Conference Final, I had Calgary and Nashville, the 2 top seeds from their respective divisions. And I had Calgary taking down Nashville. I think it would be a very hard series for either team to win, obviously. That might have been a bad pick, actually.
Anyway, proceed.
I had Calgary winning just because they had so many scorers. Like 5 people with 70. It was actually 74 plus because Giordano was the 5th and he had 74 points.
I had Nashville simply because this Calgary team has never once done anything past regular season. They had a.
But they have new jerseys.
They had a hell. They have new jerseys. They are wearing the retro jerseys for the playoffs.
Which I will say that almost got me on their side a little bit. I'm a sucker for their retro jerseys, but
You didn't have Calgary.
What?
For your.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I almost.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's not enough. They're gonna get taken up by Colorado, obviously. But so my matchup was Vegas, Nashville, because I had Calgary out in the first round. Fuck those scrubs. And I had Nashville winning that because Vegas, well, as many people have said this before, I'll say it again. A lot of Vegas last year was just magic and luck and holy crap, how does this team doing any of this? And I just think Nashville's a better team.
They are.
Yeah, so I think they will take them out in that conference final.
My Eastern Conference Final was Tampa-Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
And I had Tampa Bay pulling out over the top of that one. Not pulling out. That's not a good thing. I had
Finally making it out of an Eastern Conference final.
I had
for
Tampa
the first
Bay.
time since 2015.
Yes, I had Tampa Bay having a trip back to the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time since they lost to Chicago.
Ain't no shame in losing
Because
to that Chicago
of-
team.
They got lucky.
They-
Benny Bish had a pulled nut,
He did have a pulled nut.
and T Dick, our top playoff scorer, had a broken wrist.
Yeah, guy who's known for scoring on wristers had a broken wrist.
Also the face-off guy is
Yeah.
what he also was.
Yeah.
But
broken
yeah,
wrist
so
helped out.
if everyone can get through healthy, I think Tampa Bay will take this one. It'll be a long one, I think, but I think they'll take it.
Okay, so this is where I think Carolina's Cinderella story ends in my bracket. They're going to be going up against Tampa, and will have absolutely no chance of matching the offensive output. Peter Mrazek and Curtis McElhaney will finally prove too porous. They're gonna keep it up against Ovechkin and Crosby. That'll be fine. But
Keep it up against the top goal scorer in the league for the last, decade almost.
But once they hit Tampa, once they hit that Cooch boy, oh,
Coochie man.
they're gonna be fucked.
Yeah. So half of our Cup finals
are
are the same. That would be
Got
the
the same
Eastern
from
half.
the East.
Yeah.
Both have Tampa. I have Nashville. You have Calgary. So what do you think is happening in your 2004 Cup final rematch?
I think, as before, I think Tampa Bay is going to take it to win the Cup. And when I talk about Calgary scoring, it's outmatched by Tampa Bay's scoring. Yeah. We have the Tampa Bay has the big three in Kucherov, Stamkos, and Point. Point had 92 points, Stamkos 98, and then Kucherov 128. But then after that, it's a drop, and it goes to Hedman at 54. So they don't have as many people at the top, but they have more people super high at the top. That'll be one that comes down to goaltending, quite honestly. And I think that a healthy Vasilevsky will outperform whoever Calgary has.
Well, they have Mike Smith and David Rittich.
Not Mike Smith.
Mike Smith is not like the Mike Smith of old, my friend.
I know.
Oh my.
I know.
Mikey boy,
So,
he's rough.
As much as I love Mike Smith, you're getting turned into Swiss cheese, sir.
No, he already is Swiss cheese. But in my matchup, oh wait, you said you had Tampa winning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Tampa Bay wins.
Ooh yeah. Fun. In my matchup of Tampa Nashville, I had Nashville winning because as I just looked up on my phone before this jump cut, Tampa Bay's power play goal percentage was 28% about.
It was really high.
How many games do you think those power play goals won you?
Quite a few.
It's the
Nashville
playoffs,
has to-
baby.
Oh, yeah.
And if there's any team that knows what the hell they can get away with, it's a team. I mean, Tampa will know it too. They've been around a bit, but Nashville will as well. And I don't know. It's the playoffs. Making predictions about the playoffs is dumb inherently.
Yeah.
But I think Nashville's gonna take it just because I don't know. PK is gonna score a hattie in Game 7. I don't know. Why not? If that ends up being right, I'm isolating
I'm gonna be
that
sad.
clip and
I'm going to be sad.
I'm isolating that clip and pinning it to my Twitter. But yeah, I have Nashville winning simply because I think it's their time. I don't know.
It's Tampa Bay's time. Gosh darn it.
I mean, it should be. The amount of times.
It was their time 4 years ago. Oh well.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you in a couple weeks when like 4 or 5 of our first rounds are wrong because playoffs.
Yep.
But that was fun.
Yeah. So we'll see y'all after round 1.
Wearing this because Nashville.
Go. Lightning.
I have a Nashville jersey. What? Anyway.
Yeah. I think. I knew you did. I didn't know.
I'm dumb.